about liberty.
So, like, I get the whole coalition thing, right? But I think at the moment people are, and this is where I'm coming from, right? So I want my vote to matter to the point where it dethrones the ANC. That to me is the most important thing. So whether it's voting for a smaller party and then a coalition is going to be made, okay, cool. But what is the guarantee of a coalition being made? You know, like that's like we hear about that, but we don't see it happening. I mean, like this talks about the EFF doing a coalition with ANC, then we're screwed either way. So what? Then your coalition thing, I don't think bears any water in that regard, because the ANC and the EFF, if they get together, then shit, we are more than just screwed.
But just correct me if I'm wrong on this. When the DA and that one Swanee and all that stuff, they went into a coalition with the EFF and stuff like that, right? Am I right or am I wrong? In Johannesburg and stuff like that.
Yes, they did, and it fell apart.
Okay, just on those grounds there, the DA loses me.
Yeah, because they formed a coalition just in order to get power, instead of forming a coalition based on principles.
Was this
compromised on first principles. It was the municipal elections in 2016 or 2017.
Was this when Musi Maimane was leader?
Yes.
Okay, so I think, I'm not saying you have to give them but I do think that they are different now than when Musi Maimane was on. That's why he was
fair enough
kicked out or he left or whatever. Musi Maimane was a socialist. He became basically like the EFF. Everybody, even the DA, admits that. So okay, they made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. Let's not. What I'm trying to say is, again, going back to the whole dethroning of the ANC. What is the best course of action to dethrone the ANC? When people say don't vote, or no, not don't vote, but like they don't want to vote, like I'm not voting, that's a whole nother issue for me. Like, I get that you don't want to vote because there's a party that doesn't really align with you. I'm not saying don't vote for the smaller guys. I'm saying people should vote. If you want to vote for Cape Party, vote for Cape Party. You want to vote for ZACP, vote for ZACP. It's your right to vote for whoever you want to vote for. My thing is the people that say, oh, I don't want to vote because there's no party that aligns with me. Well, like we just said earlier, there is no party that's going to be 100% your favorite or that is perfect for you, right? But having said that, what is the right course of action then to dethrone the ANC? Shouldn't that be one of our main focuses?
We need to get young people to register and to vote. We've spoken about it before. We know
I don't think young people are the answer.
Young people, but the thing is, people aren't voting. So we need to just get them to the ballot box. That's the first step.
Okay, let's look at the
they'll vote ANC because they've been indoctrinated by UCT and VITS. So that's like a big problem.
Not necessarily.
But let's just take the current situation and how the next elections go. And you're saying like DA to dethrone the ANC. We can all vote for the DA, and let's say, other minority groups in the rest of South Africa can vote for the DA. You still don't have those numbers to dethrone the ANC, if that makes sense. Let's say DA gets like 44% of the votes, ANC gets 50% of the votes, and then the EFF gets 6% of the votes. They will go into a coalition. The numbers for the DA are not there. The DA is just completely disfranchised like a lot of their voters, and a lot of their voters aren't coming back, and that's because of the DA and the shithouses they've fought on.
That's not the stats that I know of. That's conflicting with the information I know of.
No, I'm using an example. Let's say on the next election.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently...
But I don't see the numbers of where these people are magically going to pop up for the DA.
Well, let's put it this way. In the last election, for example, I believe there was, 10% of registered voters that actually went to go vote. And out of those 10%, the majority picked ANC, and DA was like, what? I think it was a very small difference between the two. So if only 10% of registered voters voted last time, I think there's going to be a lot more registered voters this time that are going to vote because of the lockdown. What parties they vote for, I don't know. I'm worried about, like, if I'm honest, I'm also worried about EFF voters because they seem to be growing. But there is no doubt in my mind that at the next election, there will be a bigger turnout for voters than we've seen in a very long time in South Africa, because people are hurtful of this lockdown. It has done a lot to people. Whether you're DA, ANC, EF, doesn't matter. People really, really don't like the ANC. I mean, this Footsec ANC Fridays, for Christ's sake. I mean, come on. That's happening every Friday now. It hasn't stopped. It's trended every Friday. People don't like the ANC. Cyril Ramaphosa is being, what did they call it when they vote of no confidence, you know? So
Yeah.
there's shit happening in the ANC and around the ANC. They know they're losing power. They know they're losing influence. The question is, and I guess this is what maybe you were trying to ask, is are enough people going to go and vote? I think so. I think that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to go vote. But I think an important thing to say, or to try and tell people on our channels, is one, vote for whoever you really want to vote for. Okay? If you really feel tied to ZACP or Cape Party, whatever, FF Plus, by all means, vote for them. But just for Christ's sakes, don't vote for the EFF or ANC.
Well, Joe, I can guarantee you, I'm not voting for either of those two. That's for sure.
I'm just saying, I feel like people need to vote.
I do own this like very fancy goblet for commie tears that I like to drink from, so I won't be voting for them. And Supermom and Bestie knows exactly what I'm talking about.
He really does have a goblet.
The salt must flow.
And that's awesome.
And here's another thing that I want to bring up before we go.
Yeah.
My other gripe is the centralized Cape Town system. They need to bring back the old municipalities that used to flipping work brilliantly, and not everything was centralized into Cape Town.
Yes. That needs to happen everywhere.
Yeah.
Not just Cape Town.
Yeah, I'm just using an example where I am. It's like, you know, bring back the old Fitzroy municipality, the old Simonstown municipality, the other ones, and it worked beautifully. The centralized stuff doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you.
All right. I hope you enjoyed the clip of a longer form conversation that was had on this channel. A card was shown earlier in the video that would take you to the original long form live stream. This has been Eleutheria, enlightening South Africa through liberty. YouTube is now recommending another video of mine that you might enjoy. Please don't forget to like this video, and also if you're new here, please consider subscribing to Eleutheria.